Hello, financial professionals that I respect so much. Why do I say that? I say that because you are in a noble profession, and if you've ever delivered a beneficiary check to somebody who's recently lost a loved one, and if that loved one was a sole breadwinner, well, you know how noble our profession is, as well as a bunch of other examples that I could cite. So thank you for what you do. I'm Charlie Gipple. I'm the owner of CG Financial Group as well as the Retirement Academy. So I have these two entities here. And I wanted to take a minute just to explain kind of the method to the madness of these two entities because I've gotten probably about 15 questions or so over the last month from some friends of mine in the industry. Some of those friends are insurance carrier executives. Some of those friends are owners of independent marketing organizations like what CG Financial Group is. So I wanted to kind of explain the method to the madness here. About 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I had left corporate America. And I had decided immediately that I was going to do what I always wanted to do. I wanted to run my own company. I wanted to open my own independent marketing organization. And you probably know that an independent marketing organization works as an intermediary between financial professionals, that is, insurance agents, investment advisors, registered reps, broker dealers, and the insurance company. Works as an intermediary between them, basically fills the wholesaling gap that can exist in the independent channel. And I knew that when I started this organization from scratch, just me and the phone and what's up here and putting what's up here on paper on the website. I knew that when I started this organization that there are certain things, at least today, in the independent financial services space that is just as reliable as gravity. There are certain things that is just as reliable as how gravity is going to push us down to earth, right? And what do I believe what did I believe and still believe those couple of things were? That quality education and quality training will win the day. That quality education and quality training will win the day, and that will make an independent marketing organization successful. Well, that's great, Charlie. So assuming that that is, in fact, just as reliable as gravity, how did you know that quality education and quality training was, in fact, what you were able to provide? Well, that's where being old and that's where experience comes into play, right? 20 years of traveling the country and talking to hundreds, if not thousands of people in some months, you know if you have quality education and quality training. You just know whatever it is that you do, if you do it enough, you will know if it's good or not, right? Well, long story short, 2 years later, this company, CG Financial Group, this first entity that I created, a couple hundred agents. Am I a billion-dollar annuity company yet? No, but baby steps. The trajectory is looking good. Now, with that, last month, I opened up the Retirement Academy. This has been a project that's been about a year in the making. And what the Retirement Academy does is it takes what I would have already created at CG Financial Group, except what it does is it puts it all on an online educational and training platform, basically for the world to see, for the world of financial professionals to plug into. And they have insurance carrier wholesalers, insurance carrier executives, independent marketing organization wholesalers, independent marketing organization agents. There have been IMOs that have plugged their agents into this. Why would CG Financial Group do such a thing? Now, the natural inclination, of course, is, that's obvious. This is basically a wide net over here. And that's basically a recruiting pool for CG Financial Group. That's not it. As a matter of fact, I could get sued if that were to take place because it's in the terms and conditions that nothing will happen with this list being cross-pollinated with this list. The email accounts, the constant contact email accounts, everything is separate. That's not what this is about. Okay, well then, That's great. Then what? And by the way, and anybody that knows me knows that forget the terms and conditions. If I tell them I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do something. I have 20 some years left in the business, and that's a bad reputation, would be bad at this point in my career. Okay, so then what is the method to the madness? If this stuff works over here, why would you not just keep this in a jar, keep this in a bottle, and run with that and rule the world on the CG Financial Group side? Because it's really an assessment of where the largest opportunity is, right? It's an assessment of where the largest opportunity is. When you look at what I have taken the time to create, hundreds of hours, what I have taken the time to create, and I look at the opportunities that exist. And by the way, there's enough business to go around for all independent marketing organizations. But when I look at the pain that I went through to create this, knowing the pain that I went through, the investment in time that I went through to create this, I know without even assessing, without even gauging the rest of the industry, whether it's carriers or independent marketing organizations, that this process is not something that many other organizations want to go through. So that creates an opportunity for me, right? I've already created it and will continue to create it. That creates an opportunity for me to say, look, if you want to continue to apply your resources elsewhere, some organizations have seminar systems or various advertising systems, whether it's getting agents on radio, maybe it's co-opting social media marketing, what have you. That could be the lifeblood of the organization. An organization doesn't want to take time out and money out to create what it is that I've already created. Well, then why not just outsource that to the Retirement Academy? Oh, wholesalers with a carrier, why not outsource some of the stuff that I've created and some of the stuff that you see on social media for those wholesalers? And there's a tiny cost relative to what otherwise would have been involved if you created this stuff yourself. I don't know what my hourly wage is, but I know that hundreds of hours, one can do the math of what this thing was. And there are certain things to where you need a certain level of experience in order to create what it was that was in the Retirement Academy. So in short, that's the method to the madness. It was an assessment between A, continue recruiting agent by agent by agent, but keeping this secret and deploying that to recruit agents, or opening it up to the rest of the world and allowing them to plug into this system. Given the void that I see in the industry, I would be remiss by not opening this up to everybody else, every other independent marketing organization that wants to participate in this, every other carrier that wants to participate in this. And it doesn't mean that they have full reign to do whatever they want with the content. No, there are some restrictions there. There are copyright issues there, but you can see what I thought about. And by the way, this company over here can still use this as a tool over here, just like any other independent marketing organization that subscribes to the Retirement Academy can use that as a tool. So nothing really changes over here. What it is maybe it's a mindset of abundance, as well as the opportunity to leverage this void that exists in our industry versus just continuing to go one by one by one. So you can see what's in my head, and also considering that many of my friends are insurance carrier executives. Many of my friends are independent marketing organization executives, as well as many insurance agents and investment advisors. So really what I'm doing is the opportunity for my two entities here is I'm opening up the business relationship across all three entities, right? Financial professionals, as in insurance agents, investment advisors. Number 2, independent marketing organizations. And number 3, insurance carriers. Been asked about this about 15 times since this launched April 5th. So I hope this video clarifies. For those of you that care